Nuts are one of those foods that gets this health halo effect and is always recommended to snack on. But if you're looking to achieve a weight loss goal, you might want to think twice about snacking on nuts. Today I'm sharing why nuts aren't really the best snack option and what you should do instead if you're looking to achieve a weight loss goal. My name's Autumn and I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's in nutrition human performance. And today's video is sponsored by Kettle and Fire. More on them in a bit. Okay, so I know there's gonna be a lot of people throwing in the comments saying nuts have been studied for so long as great for weight loss and how they help prevent weight gain, and there definitely are those studies. These are often observational studies, which means they're just watching a certain group of people over a certain period of time and asking them how much of certain foods they ate and then also asking them whether or not they gained weight. It's not the best type of study and it really can't show cause and effect, but we can actually look at some interesting insights from these. Many of the larger studies done on nuts and weight loss go back to either the Mediterranean diet or studying more broadly Europeans. Those studies often find that those who eat nuts, and usually more nuts, tend to have less weight gain over the long term. It's studies like these that you've probably seen in like Shape magazine or Women's Health, and then they'll follow it up by saying, nosh on some pistachios between lunch. How many people actually say nosh? I'm just curious about that. I only ever see it in magazines. And this might be one of the reasons why you reach for almonds or pistachios or walnuts when you feel a little hungry between meals. But these studies don't account for how the nuts are actually eaten, and this really matters. Because note that I said a lot of these larger studies done on nuts and weight loss are done on Europeans. And Europeans tend to snack a lot less than us Americans. For example, only 30% of French say that they typically snack between meals, and only 44% of Germans say that they snack between meals. This is a pretty big difference between the 65% of Americans that consider themselves snackers. So it's somewhere around double the amount of Americans are snacking compared to a lot of Europeans. So this can put into perspective how nuts are actually eaten in these European countries. Due to the lower likelihood of snacking in general with Europeans, it's pretty safe to assume that the nuts that they're eating are likely along with their meal. And you can see this with a lot of different recipes, like pine nuts that are in pesto, or almonds that are in romesco sauce, or adding like walnuts or different nuts to salads. This is a lot different than just grabbing a handful of nuts between meals. This is also probably why anecdotally you'll hear, or maybe personally you've experienced, that when you are snacking on nuts, it's easy to have a weight loss plateau or even to gain weight. And this is because the nuts are eaten in isolation or on their own. Nuts are high in fat. They do contain a little bit of protein, but as you guys have seen from some of my more recent videos, the protein quality is very poor and basically can't be considered a protein. And if that's news to you, make sure you check out this video up here for the full details. Fat is important for satiety, but without protein, which is even more important, you'll still be left hungry, which is why that handful of nuts might satisfy you for like 20-30 minutes, but then you just go back and get some more nuts. This constant snacking behavior can lead to eating beyond what our body really needs and cause issues like bloating from shutting off our gut cleaning process, the migrating motor complex. So instead of reaching for nuts every time you feel a little bit hungry and thinking it's an option that will support your weight loss and wellness goals, here are 5 things that you can do instead. Okay, the first actually has to do with nuts, and it's pairing nuts with some type of higher quality protein like cheese. I don't love snacks. I don't find them to be a really useful tool from a weight loss perspective, but if you find yourself in that tricky situation where you didn't eat enough at your last meal and you really do need something, at the very least, pairing nuts with a higher quality protein like cheese or cottage cheese or Greek yogurt can help to provide the protein to keep you satisfied and prevent you from eating more and more nuts. But you can also pair nuts with other high quality proteins like beef jerky, meat sticks, or eggs. Okay, the second thing you can do is help prevent that hunger in the first place by adding collagen to your meals. Collagen is made from amino acids just like protein, and when you combine a high quality protein like animal-based proteins with collagen, it actually can help to further boost satiety and prevent cravings for things like nuts in between meals. There's a variety of different ways to get collagen, like adding some collagen into your smoothie, or by sipping on bone broth with your meal, or adding it to a recipe, like with today's sponsor, Kettle and Fire. Kettle and Fire is a really amazing high quality bone broth company that I've been using for years because they are so rich in collagen. They slowly simmer bones from grass-fed cows to make sure they're pulling out as much collagen as possible. And although I know that I can make bone broth and I have made it in the past, I don't always have the time, but I still want to get get those amazing benefits of adding collagen from bone broth to my meals. And Kettle and Fire just makes it so easy and simple to add a wholesome, high quality bone broth into my recipes. I'll add Kettle and Fire as the base to my broccoli soup, to my chili recipes, or I'll add it into different different sauces like a bolognese to increase the collagen even further. Kettle and Fire comes in a ton of different flavors for a variety of different taste preferences or recipes, but still my absolute favorite is their original beef or chicken bone broths. These are the ones that I find I consistently reach for, consistently get, that I can add to pretty much any recipe to really bump up the collagen level. And Kettle and Fire is offering my community 20% off your bone broth purchase when you use code AUTUMNBAITS at checkout. So make sure that you stock up on some really high quality bone broth to get that collagen. I'll have the details in the coupon code linked down description below. Okay, the third thing you could do is to eat eggs. Even just as your regular meal, but if you need to have a snack, having that as your snack. Eggs have consistently been found to be one of the best options in terms of raising our satiety and preventing the urge to snack, especially when you compare it to other breakfast food items like cereal or oatmeal. Eggs are really high in both protein and fat to help boost satiety and help prevent the urge to snack between meals. Just make sure you're eating enough. Most people need at least 3 eggs, if not more, at a meal to fully satisfy their protein needs. But if you don't want to eat that many eggs, you can also pair 2 or 3 eggs with other sources of protein like prosciutto or high quality bacon. Okay, this fourth thing you can do is actually like a little snack hack as well, and it's to have sliced veggies with a feta dip. Now, feta contains both protein and fat, so you get more satiated from something like feta than you would from nuts. I make my own homemade feta dip that I actually have the recipe for in my limited release 6-week summer meal plan. It has 50 brand new recipes. It's only available for a little bit longer, so if you guys want to grab that with the brand new recipes, including my feta dip, I'll have it linked down description below so you can check it out. But you can also buy like a pre-made feta dip option. There's one by the brand Kava that you can usually find at Whole Foods, and it's going to have some protein and some fat that you can then pair with a non-starchy veggie to have as some type of snack between meals if you find that you really need something. This would be better than a lot of other dips like guacamole or hummus that don't really provide the complete protein that the body needs to feel satiated. Okay, the fifth thing you can do is to have a smoothie with protein. Now, again, this can be either as your meal. Obviously, I talk a lot about smoothies as a meal option, or if you're in that tricky situation where you just did not eat enough at your last meal and you really need to have something between your meals to get you to your next meal, then this is a fast and easy option to get some protein and some fat to keep you satisfied. And you can even add in nuts like almond butter or peanut butter, or my husband lately has been loving just throwing in walnuts into smoothies. So you can get some of those perks of nuts, but still get the perks of the protein along with it. In fact, you can check out one of my favorite smoothie recipes with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.